Hello again, and welcome to another session with Best Mindset Group. Today we're going to be speaking about results-based networking. Or depending on the industry you're in and how you market, basically it's results-based exposure. How you get out there in the market and basically get results from the things you're doing. For a lot of us as entrepreneurs, we go out there and we network with others, we meet new people, we get our business recognized, but yet we struggle to get dollars out of it. We feel like we're busy, we're working, we're going hard, but at the end of the day, we look at our bank account and we say, well, the results are not showing up for the amount of work I put in. In the moment, it feels like something could be happening. A lot of people are talking to us, people are interested, but if the dollars don't add up, it really equals a whole bunch of wasted time. So today what I want to do with all of you is I want to give you a formula, a set formula to follow that will get results, especially when you're networking or when you're exposing your business. There's certain key things that are so important that if even one of these steps are missed, the whole thing will just come apart. So that's what we're going to explore today. So my whole result of this video is so you can walk away with a set plan in place to make money networking your business or exposing yourself in an effective way. That's my goal with you. So, give you an idea of kind of some of where this comes from. Myself personally, as far as the networking world goes, is something that I started to implement to really build even Best Mindset Group. And venturing out into it, I saw some opportunity. I saw something similar to the old company I used to run when it came to exposing our business, but more in a networking world. And after about a month and a half of doing this, I had managed to sell about $40,000, just over $40,000 worth of memberships to our group, just based on networking alone. So there's extreme value in what we're doing, and it's just basically a process. And the biggest thing is understanding that process and knowing the formula that works really well. So I'm going to dive into that formula with you guys right away. So the first thing we're going to look at is this exact acronym, IPTA, IPTA. And it stands for a few different things, and each one of these things are vital when you're thinking about networking your business or exposing your business properly. And so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to step through them one by one and give you an exercise on each one to really get you thinking what is the right way to get your business out there to make money. So the first one we're going to start with obviously is I. And the most important thing when you're looking at networking groups or you're looking at how to market your business is identification. So identification is basically understanding and identifying your ideal client. So not just identifying, okay, where are people that I can talk to, but identifying who are the perfect people for me to be exposing myself to in my business. And how you understand that is you take a look at the business you're in right now and you say, okay, well, who have been my greatest clients? Who have been the ones that pay me on time, refer me like crazy, love my service, and are just ultimately a breeze to work with? Those are the types of people that you want to go find more of. Not the ones that are hard to get in, hard to deal with, hard to work with, hard to even sell. Ultimately, if you can put yourself in an environment, instead of trying to sell iced Eskimos, you can be selling food to a starving person. All of a sudden, exposure becomes way easier in your world. So you want to go find people that are starving for your product or service, and people that have been your ideal client in the past usually were starving for it, and that's why they're so easy to work with. So my first task for you is to identify your ideal client. And what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video once I give you direction on this, but I want you to pause the video and I want you to write down the name of the person that you love to work with, the person that's so easy and streamlined to work with as a client of yours. And then I want you to write down all the details about them, where they go to school, how old they are, tons of different stuff. And there's actually a separate video that walks you through this properly that I'm going to put a link in the bottom of the description to do. And I want you to review that video, and after you do that exercise, you'll have a very clear idea about who your ideal client really is, and it'll help you really recognize and narrow in where are the exact places that I want to network my business. Because I'll tell you, just from doing business, there's a lot of places and a lot of ways to spend money and time networking yourself, but if you don't do it effectively, you won't have any money or time left to keep running. You need to make sure you're fishing in the right ponds. So again, there's a link in the description. If you take a look below, click on that link, go through how to identify your ideal client, and then come back to this video and we'll keep moving forward. All right, so I'll pause the video and you guys can go ahead. All right, welcome back. So the next step in this whole thing is really understanding what is your pitch. So what that basically means is when you're networking especially, there's always opportunities to tell somebody or tell a group of people what it is you do. Or if you're just marketing in general, there's a banner ad, or there's a headliner, or there's something that allows people to know within 30 seconds what it is you do. And it's so important that you really only have, literally to capture someone's attention, you really only have about 5 to 10 seconds to capture their attention, and maybe another 20 for them to listen to you for another 20 seconds. So it has to be extremely to the point, not super descriptive about everything about your business, but something that really captures them and keeps them and basically wanting to learn more information about what you have to say. And so there's a very key thing that when you're doing this is to formulate your pitch properly. There's a little bit of an ingredient to doing that properly. The first step is to have a question. A question that's posed to the client that gets them thinking, but that basically hits on their pain point. So not just any old question, but actually understanding, okay, what is the pain of my client? So a question that hits the pain. So what that can look like is, say you work with people constantly that are just striving to make enough money to pay the bills. I know that's a big part of our Best Mindset group. A lot of the people are saying, you know what, I just need a business that pays the bills for me. Well, looking at what that looks like, a lot of people need to make about $5 grand a month. So my question to people would be, how many of you would like to make $5 grand a month in your business? It hits the pain of where they are, and it's the core of what they're really in the group for. So whatever your business is, really think about what is the pain of your client that you're solving constantly, and how can you ask a question that can hit that pain for that client. It'll get their attention, and it'll get them thinking, and it'll also have them put their hand up so you can actually see who is your actual person that you want to be connecting with in the first place. The next step is to have an explanation. So that at that point, you're explaining a little bit more about the pain of that client, but you're not solving the problem. So to give you an idea of what that looks like, okay, so how many of you would like to make over $5,000 in your business? A couple of hands go up. Great. Did you know that over 90% of businesses fail in their first 5 years? This is often due to lack of finances and people not putting the right effort in the right place. This doesn't have to be that way. I've got a secret sauce that allows you to make 5 to 10 grand a month in your business after going through this program in about a year. It's tough, it's going to be the work's on you, but it's very unique and very, very different in the industry. If you'd like to get more information, come and speak with me, Danny Kerr from Best Mindset Group. So I'm explaining a little bit more about what I do, but I'm not giving away the secret formula or the things that I actually do. I'll have them come talk to me about that first. At that point, I'll explain all the details about how we do accountability and how we have video sessions and how we basically work together to achieve a common goal. But I don't need to give them all that stuff in that explanation because they just need to understand the pain, where they can go to relieve that pain, and then basically for me, I can give them the detail once they come and talk to me. So the explanation needs to be brief, hits on the pain, and it doesn't give away. Don't give away the solution. Ultimately, something that really is to the point and gets people jumping out of their seats to basically want to come and talk to you. All right. Now, if you also notice, I didn't just say what some of the solution could be or a hint of the solution. I also, at the very end, had a call to action. So at the end of it, I said, if you're interested in this, my name is Danny Kerr. I'm from the Best Mindset Group. Come and speak with me. Or if this is something, if you know you're in this situation, come and speak with me today. And without even just asking that simple question, some people will be like, wow, that's really interesting. And they won't take action on it. Just like anything, when you're marketing to your client, you have to be so direct and so basically just telling them exactly what to do. So in your pitch, those are the 3 steps that are extremely important. Come with a question that hits on the pain. Explain that pain. Keep it brief. And don't give away the solution, but just offer a solution to it without telling them exacts. And then basically from there, have a call to action. So that's the secret ingredient to having a really good pitch. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to pause the video and I want you to take some time to just write out your pitch. So really think about what is the pain of your ideal client. How can you explain that briefly, hitting on the pain, but not giving away the full solution, and then just having a quick call to action for them to come and speak with you. If you're doing flyers or signs or different things like that, this pitch will work for all things. It just has to be converted so that it can be in a flyer or sign format. But what I want you to do is I want you to write your pitch. So pause the video, take some time to do that, and then I'll get started with you when you're back. All right. So the next step in all of this is something called trust. Very self-explanatory, but sometimes often misunderstood. When you're networking with people or when you're working with people that don't fully know you, trust is vital. And there's a difference between trust from just telling someone what you do and gaining trust from showing someone what you do. So the biggest difference in what I would say is so important when you're building trust in a networking group is showing what you do. Don't just tell people what you do. So an explanation of that is somebody who, say, works in the trades industry. Maybe they have projects going on all the time. Instead of just telling people about how great the projects are going, all those stories, why don't you bring pictures of before and afters and testimonials of clients and things like that so that people can really see and understand what it is you're up to. If you do, I met a lady that does palm reading. Instead of just telling people about palm reading and how she can work with them, give away a 5-minute session at the end of the networking group to really show people what you actually do. And for me in Best Mindset Group, a big part of what I do is speaking. So I show people by going out and being a keynote speaker for 5, 10, 20, even 2 hours sometimes to really show people the value of what I have to offer. To build true trust and to build it quickly in a group, show people what you do. Don't just tell people what you do. So again, I'm going to get you to pause the video again. And I'm going to get you to think about what are things you can do with your networking groups, or even if you're just doing general marketing tactics, to show your client what you do, what you're great at. What are some things that you can do to show them, not tell them? Get creative with this and think of things that people would really want to see that can help them gain trust with you quickly. Okay, so I'll get you to pause the video, write down some ideas, and then we'll get back started again. All right, welcome back. So at this point, if you're looking at a networking group, you've identified your ideal clients, you're hanging out with them, you're talking to them in the right fashion, you've gained some trust, they're probably starting to come out and buy from you. And the very last step is making sure that everyone in the group is taking action. Because one of the biggest things, especially in networking groups, that bothers me the most is that people will go and they'll meet up and they'll have fun, but they won't take action on each other's businesses. So action also stands for something, another A is ambassadors. If you're in networking groups where people aren't constantly referring each other and helping each other, because even though they build trust, they're just not front of mind for each other, create a program that's basically an ambassador-based program where people can ultimately refer each other. Be the spearhead, maybe, if you see it in the group, to say, guys, let's create a program that allows all of us to come in with referrals for one another. Let's take action on all this stuff we keep talking about. So it could be at first just getting people to take action on coming out to your events or coming out to buy your product or service so they can actually experience it and understand what it's all about. Once they've done that and you've got enough people doing that, it's time to start getting them to refer you on a regular basis. So to have a clear call to action that they can take with them and a reminder is so important, and something I think as networkers or as business people we don't think enough about. When that person leaves that room, what is it going to be their constant reminder to refer me? How can they become my ambassadors? And I'll tell you, just from doing this, one of the biggest things I discovered is having something that is like a ticket or a call to action that they can carry with them at all times. So what we did, and I'll give you an idea of what we did, is we ultimately created an event ticket. A ticket that allows people to come out to one of our events, experience what we do, and it's complimentary, but it's only through the people that we work with. So anybody that's in my networking groups gets handed out these tickets. And they can then take them with them and then give those tickets to the people that they are working with, maybe in the networking world somewhere else, maybe with some of their clients, just in their everyday life. But it's a constant reminder for them because it's going to be on them in their purse or in their wallet at all times. So if you really want people to take action on your business, have a clear call to action that others in your networking group can take with you. So that is my last task for you, is I want you to think of what is a way for the people that you network with to refer you properly. What is a way for you to stay front of mind for them? Maybe it's something as simple as just having them on an email list and emailing them once a week and seeing how everyone's doing and creating a bit of community. Maybe it's something like a Facebook group that everyone in that networking group is on, and you guys can talk about common stuff that's going on, who's referred who, and just keep a tally of it. Maybe you could create a bit of a point system. I've seen in BNI where they actually really keep track of how much they've referred each other in business in dollar amounts, and there's a bit of a culture around that. But if you're noticing your networking groups or the people that you've worked with aren't referring you, it's time to figure out the right way to get them to take action on your business and for them to help each other as well. Speed of the leader is one of the biggest things. If you're not willing to do it, no one else will be willing to do it either. Start referring others, start helping others, and think of a way that you can create action in your networking groups and ultimately have people referring you because they love, trust, and know what you do. And that's it. This can take a year, this can take 6 months, this can even take just a month, depending on how you implement this. But if you take time to identify your ideal client, you have a great pitch that works towards their pain and really helps them understand why and how to come to you, and you can show them what you really do and build true trust, this last step is where it really kicks off when people start to refer you. So that's it. So that's my results-based networking formula. It's something I've used that's worked extremely well, but my biggest thing is just take time to play with this, experiment with it, see how it goes, and adjust as you go, because you always need to adjust once you've implemented parts of these strategies. But if one of these things are missing right now in your business, what I'd like you to do, taking away from this video, is just really focus on that one thing so that you can get results, networking or exposing your business. And that's it. Other than that, I'll see you at your next Best Mindset session.